Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni G. Shafe. Well, we need to talk about some activity in the world of sport, starting with Nigeria under 20 after their performance in the first, that's the group stage of the competition taking place in Egypt. CAF named Nigeria as winner of Group Stage Fair Play Award. They've really done well so far, even though they lost their first game against Senegal, they won against Egypt and also Mozambique. And with their style of play and not being too aggressive while they are displaying their skills and talents, they've been given that particular award as the best, most modest team in this particular competition. They are a good one. Fair Play Award goes to Nigeria under 20 team, the one they call Flying Eagles. And we'll be looking at that first story alongside Emmanuel Fashimi. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. For the Flying Eagles, after the first game against Senegal, the opening match, they were, if you look at after the final whistle from the referee, it looks as if there was nothing at stake. The players were just cool, calm. They were exchanging a handshake with the Senegalese team, embraced each other, smiles on their face. It was looking as if, okay, we won this match, okay, we lost this game, but we didn't just lose gallantly, we didn't just lose as if we didn't give our best. So, and the second game and then the last game against Mozambique, I think that was what earned them the Fair Play Award. And with the way the team was playing, they were not aggressive, they were not playing as if everything is at stake. They want to win at all costs, as in tempers were flaying. Referees didn't have issues with the Nigerian players on the pitch of play, even though when they were being cautioned, they took it in good faith, and you never see them challenging referee's decision. So I think Nigeria deserve that particular award in the group stage. We just hope they continue like that till the latter stages of the tournament.
What do you have to say concerning Solomon Agbalaka right now, for the fact that the young lad has really done well for himself, winning back-to-back man of the match, and also being among those listed for the best 11 of the group stage in the competition?
Yeah, for Solomon Agbalaka, congratulations to him being listed among the best 11 players of the group stages. And it's only what that tells him is that you should keep doing what you know how to do, keep putting your best, and then the sky will not just be, the sky will be the beginning of his success. And for Solomon Agbalaka, he shouldn't allow this award or whatever the encomiums and the accolades he's getting right now to get into his head and begin to raise shoulder. He needs to humble himself, because this is just the beginning. He's just 20, playing on under 20. He's still going to play in the Super Eagles and probably get a bigger teams in Europe calling for him. So all he just need to do is he need to follow this. Let me say it's the beginning of the success story about him now. He needs to just follow it quietly and then see how he can progress and become the best in the world. The likes of Roberto Carlos and the rest of them, our own Elfainu Deze, Celestine Babayaro, they are all left footer. They started gradually like this. They humbled themselves, and today you cannot call the best left footers in the world without mentioning these guys, even when they are out of the scene right now. But they are still, whenever you want to mention names of those who actually played well in, from the left wing back, you will mention this name. So for Solomon Agbalaka, he should just go slow and steady.
Wishing Solomon Agbalaka the best there. Nigeria will be playing against Uganda. That will be on Thursday, and hopefully they will be able to at least scale through that game. Well, so far, the under-20 team, that's the Flying Eagles, have done well. Out of all the 3 matches they played, they were able to win 2. They lost 1 against Senegal. And right now, Ladamboso and his boys are hoping that they'll be able to turn things around as they fight for the opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. Though Ladamboso actually said he believes that his boys will get Nigeria to that semi-final spot where they will qualify for the World Cup. And also, who knows, maybe they can scoop that particular coveted trophy there. Now we move away from that story. Let's talk about matches that will be coming up in the EPL, that's Premier League. Games will be on. 2 matches: Arsenal against Everton, Liverpool versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Those are 2 matches that you can actually rate very high, because Arsenal knows that a win here will also give them the hope to widen the table. They know they are just leading by very, very few points ahead of Manchester City. And now Everton, who they are right now, you can be referred to as a wounded lion. They want to get out of relegation, and it's not easy for them. So they might be coming with that mindset that, okay, we can use Arsenal to climb up.
In the first leg of this counter, that was about 3 weeks ago thereabout, Everton defeated Arsenal by a goal to nil, and Alex will be shown like a million stars in that game. And like you mentioned, they are at the bottom. I think they are occupying the 17th position thereabout, and they want to get out of that relegation zone. So it's a tricky tie for Arsenal, and Arsenal want to consolidate on that first position of the table. So both teams have something at stake. Who wants it more? Is it Everton? Is it Arsenal? Arsenal wants it. Everton wants it. Everton wants to get out of the relegation zone. Arsenal wants to win to remain top of the table so that they can widen the gap from the second place, that is Manchester City. So it's going to be an interesting encounter between both teams. And for Everton, there is something about the team coming in of Sean Dyche. They thought things will be turned around in the first 2-3 games of Sean Dyche. He actually tried, and I think his first game or second game was against Arsenal, which they won. So this time around, Arsenal will want that to repeat itself, and Everton will want to make a statement that we can beat you twice in the season. So overall, for Arsenal, they just need to be careful in this game tonight. If they really want to win the league, if they loses this match tonight, then I think the league will be open to Arsenal, Manchester United, and Man City.
But from the way it is right now, who are you tilting towards?
Arsenal might just win tonight.
Is it because they are playing home or what?
They are playing home and they have fantastic players. I think Indicator has done has actually stood in for Gabriel Jesus. So they have the firepower up front. Let's not forget Saka, Martinelli. Martinelli has dropped a little bit in form, but for Saka and Indicator, Odegaard in the midfield, I think they have the firepower. But for Everton, they will really have to defend with their life if they want to get something from Emirates.
Two clubs are actually playing in the city of Liverpool, talking about Everton, and also Liverpool will be playing tonight. Liverpool will be playing their own match. Look at Liverpool. They too, I'll call them wounded lion because this is no jogging club. I thought would happen from the beginning of the season, but now Liverpool are really, really not the Liverpool that we know. Against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Wolves against Liverpool.
Yes, Wolves against Liverpool. Let's not forget that Wolves have dealt with Liverpool this season in the first leg. But for Liverpool, I think they are trying to get their rhythm back. We've seen some good game in 1 or 2 games, apart from the one they lost against Real Madrid in the Champions League, where they didn't come to the party. But against Wolves tonight, for Liverpool, they've moved out of that 10th position. They are 7th on the table. They want to go further than that. They want to get that Europe. Already they are close to European football qualification. Even if the leagues end today on the 7th position, I think they will go and play the Europa Conference League, but they have to go through the qualifiers. But overall, for Liverpool, everybody has been saying money is not an integral part of that, as in they will not miss money, but ever since money left, the likes of Mo Salah have been struggling. So Liverpool, as it stands, if they really want to get that automatic ticket to Europe, they have to beat Wolves tonight.
They have to beat Wolves after. Well, hopefully, maybe Wolves will beat them.
They might walk alone.
As we are planning to beat or defeat another team is actually plotting to actually also beat you.
Yeah.
We've been looking at the EPL. There are 2 matches, great one. Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. You can't just take away who win those 2 games. It's a big one there, as Arsenal are trying to see how they can add more to their tallies when it comes to points gathering in the EPL. Everton are also trying to see how they can get out of the relegation zone. We wait for those matches to come up. And quickly, some FA Cup matches also be coming up. Let's look at the FA Cup fixtures meant for tonight. Southampton against Grimsby Town, Fleetwood Town versus Burnley, Manchester United against West Ham. What a fight there. Sheffield United will be playing against Tottenham Hotspur, who did well against Chelsea over the weekend. So let's look at it one by one. Southampton the name of Grimsby, you want to look, oh, it's a very small team or thereabout, at least for the fact that they are their town, you know, it's a small. Grimsby Town, Fleetwood Town, but with their Fleetwood legs, they can actually shock Burnley, but Burnley can be stubborn. But from this, let's just look at it like this. Southampton, Grimsby, where?
For Southampton, Grimsby, Southampton produced one of the biggest shocker of the season when they beat Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, and now they are facing a League Two side in the English Premier League, Grimsby Town. For Southampton, all they need to do now is to channel their energy. In some of these cup games is not really helpful. You know, they are at the bottom of the Premier League, so they might want to just go there with some of their fringe players, a second team, and then if they win, fine. If they don't win, let's come back and channel our energy to see how we can move out of that 20th position and stay in the English Premier League. But overall, they can also make progress in the cup game. If they win, they go to the next round, and probably if they get to the final and win the trophy, they are sure of playing in Europe, even though they go on relegation. So Southampton will not take it lightly with Grimsby Town. And then for Burnley are at the top of the championship table. They are playing fantastic football. A man who played for Manchester City and captained them, that is Vincent Kompany, is in charge. He has done fantastic well for Burnley ever since he took charge. They were I think about 3 weeks back, they were on 12 matches unbeaten run in the championship, and they are still continuing that unbeaten run. So I think they want to just brush Fleetwood Town aside and then progress to the next round and then concentrate. If they win their next I think 4 games thereabout, 5 games thereabout, they should be sure of winning the EFL, as in the championship cup for the season, and then get that automatic qualification for the EPL proper. So I think Burnley will just brush aside Fleetwood Town. It might end 3-0 in favor of Burnley. And then Manchester United, West Ham, big one. Both of them are playing the English Premier League. West Ham United, another team that is struggling. Manchester United are half flying. They just won the Carabao Cup over the weekend. I think they are still basking in the euphoria of that trophy. After 6 years, they have been able to get one into their kitty, and they will be playing at Old Trafford. Everybody say Old Trafford is now becoming New Trafford because of the man they call 10-10 Ten Hag. So and against West Ham, they've already beaten West Ham this season in the English Premier League. Now it's a cup game. Cup games are different from the league games in a way. They might also use their fringe players. We might see the likes of maybe the captain of the team, Harry Maguire, Lindelof, some of these players that don't normally get regular time play this game. But Manchester United want to win and get to the final. They are the only team still, as in Europe, or the one is gone, still in all of the competition they are playing in. So it's a big one for Manchester United. And for West Ham, they will also want to take their pound of flesh against Manchester United.
Now, let me cut you there. Now, when it comes to football, I know David Moyes being with West Ham and coming to face his former club. What do you see in that?
Yeah, this is not the first time. Ever since he left Manchester United, he has been coming against.
I hope he won't be the one to actually truncate this dream.
Well, if he does, I think it's the big one for him, because he has tried. I think over 3 meetings, 3 meetings right now against Manchester United. He has been, I think, 1 draw and then 2 losses for him. So he really wants to make a statement. I can beat this team. How is he going to do that against a team that is firing? They have a man called Rashford that is scoring all the goals, and then you have a Casemiro at the middle of the park trying to stop opposition, the fast play of opposition. So it's a big, like I said, it's a big one for Manchester United, because West Ham is not an easy team. They always cause problem for Manchester United. Last season they did the same thing to Manchester United. They caused a lot of issues for Manchester United. So, but it is it's an FA Cup game. I believe both teams will not want to use their full team. They might want to bring in, just mix the full team and then some of the fringe players that don't normally play weekends.
And let's see, well, Tottenham Hotspur against Sheffield United. At least Tottenham, with the fact that they were able to beat Chelsea, that could give them that belief and hope that, yes, if you do it against Chelsea, we should be able to defeat Sheffield United and get hope for winning a cup. At least they've been looking for a cup all this while, under the stones, under the rock, everywhere.
Yes, they've been looking for a cup. You know, when it comes to cup games, at times, Tottenham Hotspur normally disappoints people, because when you expect them to win, at the end of the day, they will lost.
So
and
that could actually happen between them and Sheffield United?
Yes, of course. Sheffield United is a strong team. They are also pushing to see how they can get the qualification to the EPL this season, so they are not doing bad in the championship. So, and for Tottenham, they are a little bit of hot and cold. That is what I see with Tottenham. But they actually got the better of Chelsea over the weekend. That's a morale booster and confidence for them going into this game. But they might just get the shocker of their life if they don't stand their ground against Sheffield United.
Well, from the way it is right now, Sheffield United will be facing Tottenham Hotspur, Man United, West Ham. You have Greensbury there fighting hard to see what they will be doing. Also, not forget the likes of Burnley against the Fleetwood team from another town there. Giving you an update concerning those matches. I'll be coming up in the FA Cup fifth round. Quickly, let's look at Spanish Copa del Rey. A match also be coming up there. Osasuna will be fighting against Atletico Bilbao. What a match it's going to be, because both of them, I think I should rate them as middle of the pack team.
Yes, a middle of the pack team. One, Atletico Bilbao, I think that was 2015 thereabout, or 2016. They were the champions of the Copa. They won it. I think they defeated Barcelona in the final. So I remember Adiriz playing for them. So it's quite a dicey one, most especially for Atletico Bilbao. The likes of Inaki Williams and the rest of them.
But Inaki, because of his injury and all that,
I don't think he's going to take part in this game, in the game tonight. So, but overall, for Osasuna, also they are struggling this season in the La Liga. But you know, cup games always give teams edge over each other. Where, you know, if you play a cup game, it's something for you to cherish about, and when you get into the final, you can win it, and that's a bragging right. So, and for both teams, one is a former champion, and for Osasuna, well, let's see what happens tonight if Atletico Bilbao will win.
They will be ruined the fact that Inaki Williams, a player who plays a lot of matches without getting injured, finally got that injury, and now Atletico Bilbao will be missing him. But they are up to the task when it comes to that's Copa del Rey against Osasuna. Let's go to France. They also be playing their own French Coupe de France. We look at those fixtures quickly. Let's look at those fixtures from France. Nantes against Lens, where Moses Simon will be facing Lens there. Toulouse versus Rodez, and Nancy versus Marseille. On paper, like they say, Marseille, Toulouse, and Nantes are expected. Or you want to say, okay, Lens and Nantes are playing the French Ligue 1, but for Toulouse and Marseille, they're facing a less strong team like Rodez and Annecy, which a lot of people will be like, so a club is actually bearing these names. But if you want to give them, looking at what I just said, you want to tilt towards Toulouse and Marseille, but football can just be very dicey.
Football is a funny game because sometimes you win some and you lose some, and sometimes you lose against a team, you are an unexpected team, and you'll be asking yourself, how did I lose this game? That is what we might witness against Marseille and Annecy, and then Toulouse against Rodez. But for the game of Nantes and Lens, defending champions against a team that also won the league, so it's quite a balanced game. It's a balanced game because both of them are playing in the French league. And for Nantes, winning the trophy, they want to win it again, and then probably come back to Europe also and have a feel of what Europe is all about. But overall, Nantes is playing at home, and I believe they will beat Lens.
Well, we wait to see if Emmanuel Fashion will actually be predicting right. At times, prediction can just be so wrong. I've seen someone that was so sure this team will beat this team. It was so sure, and overnight, it was the team that was actually underrated that won the mark. Well, just giving you an update concerning French League 1 there, rather French Coupe de France, where teams like Annecy and Rodez will be fighting hard to see how they can upstate like Toulouse. That's Marseille also fighting there. Well, for Lens and Nantes, a big one there because both of them are equally tasked when it comes to playing football in the French League On. Now, we'll talk about some story in the world of football where it's called gossip, transfer gossip here and there. But a particular player from Guinea, his name is Naby Keita. We're looking at that story now. Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig are keen in signing Naby Keita from Liverpool. Well, this is a player that when you look at his style of football, really is a very talented and decent player. But right now, his former club, RB Leipzig, are coming. They are knocking at the door. They want to get their player back. And also Borussia Dortmund, who they've seen him playing in Germany before. So they know what he could actually do. Now that's why they are gunning for Naby Keita. Will Liverpool actually let him go?
If Liverpool doesn't allow Naby Keita to leave, then I would say they are wicked. Because this guy has not really enjoyed his move in Liverpool. It's not that he didn't get the playing time. He got the playing time, but injury has not really been helpful to Naby Keita. So if going back to Germany will suit him and will be better for him, who says he should make that move and go back to either Leipzig or Dortmund. But if I would choose for him, I would advise him to go back to Leipzig, where he came from, and then he can bounce back to life. This is a box-to-box midfielder. He's very good on the ball. Whenever he's going up front, he has an eye for the pass. So I think he's a talented player, but injury has not been helpful in the colours of the Reds. So he should go back to Germany.
Well, if he's going back to Germany, where will he go? Leipzig or Dortmund?
He should go to Leipzig.
Seriously? Because he was from there?
Yes.
I hope they say the second
return. They say home is home.
But at times, the second return might just go Ori. We're talking about Naby Keita of Liverpool there. Now, let's talk about another player who, moving from Georgia to Italy, has been like, how did it happen? His name is Visha Kvaratskhelia. We're looking at that story where Napoli will fend off. They are trying to fend off interest in winger Visha Kvaratskhelia by doubling his salary and also extending his contract to 2028. They don't want him to leave because they know that Osimhen is possibly going to be going moving away. So they don't want to lose two vital players. So they'll be holding down this player.
Yeah, the possibility of Osimhen leaving Napoli this season at the summer is very, very high. But at the same time, it's not left for Osimhen if he's going to make that decision, if he's going to make the move. And for this Georgia man, I think Napoli don't want to lose him because if Osimhen leaves, they have a good cover-up for him because both players have actually built this understanding. They've blended up the bond is there, and they keep scoring goals week in, week out, giving each other the assist, giving each other that success story. So for Napoli, I think with doing this, I think Kvaratskhelia,
the name is a bit tongue
twisting. I think that name is from the ancient world. So I think he should stay because sometimes I normally tell players when you are making a move, you should know where you are going to. Are you going to get the playing time?
How many players have you told?
Are you going to? No, it's just saying sometimes when I discuss with friends, and I normally say if I'm the person, or if I have the chance to tell you, I'll just tell you weigh your options, because we've seen players making move at the end of the day, the likes of Eden Hazard leaving Chelsea to Real Madrid. And what's the story today? It's as if Hazard is no longer in existence. So they should just make the right move. But for this young man, he should stay in Napoli. I think Napoli is giving, if they wins the league and then probably gets to the Champions League final, what are you looking for?
We're talking about Kvaratskhelia there, fantastic player from Georgia who has really turned things around for Napoli alongside Victor Osimhen and the entire squad. But right now, it seems a lot of clubs are coming, knocking at the door of Napoli for Visha there. But from the way it is also looking from Napoli's side, they don't want him to leave. That's why they are really mooting the idea of doubling his salary and also making sure he extends his contract with them to stay in the city of Naples for the next 4 or 5 years. Talking about Visha Kvaratskhelia. Now we move straight to the last story on the log, talking about Atletico Madrid in talks about signing winger Adama Traore when his contract ends at Wolves. Adama Traore, very huge player. I'm so surprised how these guys run. Well, although he's not as big as what's his name now? The biggest player when it comes to football.
Ibrahimovic?
No. That's Ibrahimovic is tall. When we talk about huge, the size, it was retired. Akifenwa. Yes, Akifenwa was the biggest.
American player.
Yeah, he has retired now, and you can't take that away from him. But look at this muscular player. Talking about Adama Traore, who right now has moved to Barcelona, wasn't working out, had to go find his way back to his former club Wolves, and now news have it that Atletico Madrid want to get him.
If he should go back to Spain, he is a Spanish player, though Mali wants him to play for them.
Yeah, it's late now.
So it's already late, and that can happen. So, but for Adama Traore, if he goes back to Spain, he was born and he grew up there, he can still go back there and make a name for himself. But if you're looking at Atletico Madrid, they are trying to get all the players they can get right now and see how they can challenge for La Liga come next season, and probably they really want to win the Champions League at all costs. So whoever they can get on their side, they will go for.
Well, we've been talking concerning Adama Traore and other players, not forgetting all the fixtures that will be coming up tonight in those games, and not forgetting also our under-20 team, hopefully wishing them the best as they fly out to fight against Uganda there, taking place in Egypt. That will be it on 360 Sport. Emmanuel Fashimi, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.